The audacity of purpose, refusing to settle for a life half-lived. Welcome to the BlackCEO Podcast, where we dive deep into the minds of game changers and world shakers. Today, we're in for a treat that's going to challenge everything you think you know about success, purpose, and living a life that truly matters. I've just had the privilege of sitting down with the incomparable Kimberly Thomas, a woman whose insights are nothing short of revolutionary. Kimberly isn't just a thought leader, she's a life transformer. Her work has touched thousands, guiding people from all walks of life to discover their true purpose and unleash their full potential. She's the kind of person who doesn't just inspire change, she ignites revolutions within the human spirit. Now, buckle up, because what I'm about to share with you isn't just food for thought, it's rocket fuel for your soul. Have you ever looked at your life and felt a nagging sense that something's off? Maybe you've got the job, the relationship, the lifestyle that everyone says you should want. But deep down, there goes this persistent whisper saying, is this really it? If you've ever felt that way, lean in close, because Kimberly Thomas has a message that's going to shake you to your core. Her mantra, make it so you never have to fake it. Now, I know what you're thinking, but wait, isn't fake it till you make it the golden rule of success? Well, folks, Kimberly is here to tell you that not only is that rule outdated, it's downright dangerous. Let's be real for a second. How many of us are out there right now plastering on a smile, pretending we're living our best life, all while feeling like imposters in our own skin? It's exhausting, isn't it? It's like trying to run a marathon in shoes 3 sizes too small. Sure, you might cross the finish line, but at what cost? Kimberly's message isn't just about avoiding this trap. It's about recognizing the incredible, unique gift each of us has been given, the gift of purpose. Now, I can almost hear some of you rolling your eyes. Purpose? That sounds great, but I've got bills to pay and a life to live. I don't have time for some grand, soul-searching adventure. Trust me, I get it. Life comes at you fast. And sometimes just keeping your head above water feels like a full-time job. But here's what Kimberly's insight is so powerful and so disruptive. She's not talking about quitting your job to go meditate in the Himalayas. She's talking about tapping into the purpose that's already there, waiting for you to acknowledge it. Think about it. When was the last time you felt truly alive? Not just content, not just okay, but vibrant, energized, like you were exactly where you were meant to be, doing exactly what you were meant to do. That feeling, that's your purpose calling out to you. And Kimberly Thomas has made it her life's work to help people answer that call. Now let's get brutally honest for a moment. Pursuing your purpose isn't always a walk in the park. It's not all inspirational quotes and smooth sailing. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's scary. And yes, sometimes it feels a whole lot easier to just settle back into that comfortable, if slightly soul-crushing life you've been living. But here's what Kimberly wants you to understand. The discomfort of growth is temporary, but the pain of settling is permanent. It's like that old saying about planting trees. The best time to start was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Your purpose, your true potential. It's not going anywhere. It's patient. It's waiting for you. But why keep it waiting? Let me share a story that really drives this point home. Kimberly once worked with a woman, let's call her Sarah, who had spent years in a corporate job she despised. Sarah was good at her job, sure. She was respected, she made good money, and from the outside, it looked like she had it all figured out. But inside, Sarah was dying a slow death of unfulfillment. Every day, Sarah would put on her power suit, plaster on a smile, and head to an office where she felt like an imposter. She was the living embodiment of fake it till you make it. But here's the kicker. No matter how long she faked it, she never felt like she was making it. Because deep down, Sarah knew this wasn't her purpose. This wasn't where she was meant to be. It took a health scare, a wake-up call of the most brutal kind for Sarah to finally confront the truth. She wasn't just settling in her job. She was settling for a life that was a pale imitation of what she could be living. And that realization, it was terrifying, but it was also liberating. With Kimberly's guidance, Sarah began to explore what truly lit her up, what made her feel alive, purposeful, like she was contributing something meaningful to the world. And you know what? It wasn't in corporate America. Sarah's true passion was working with underprivileged youth, helping them see possibilities for their future that they'd never imagined. Now, hey, I know what you're thinking. That's great for Sarah, but I can't just quit my job to follow some passion. And you're right. Sarah didn't do that either. Instead, she started small. She volunteered on weekends. She took courses in youth counseling. She began to align her life bit by bit with her true purpose. And here's the magic part. As Sarah began to live more authentically, as she stopped settling and started pursuing what truly mattered to her, something incredible happened. Her whole life transformed. Not overnight, not in some dramatic Hollywood montage, but slowly, surely, and irrevocably. The confidence she gained from living her purpose spilled over into every area of her life. Her relationships improved. Her health got better. And ironically, she even performed better at her day job because she was no longer dragging herself through each day, but approaching life with renewed energy and purpose. This is what Kimberly Thomas is talking about when she says, make it so you never have to fake it. It's not about pretending to be something you're not until you magically become it. It's about becoming so authentically yourself, so aligned with your purpose that faking it becomes unnecessary. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, that's all well and good, but how do I even start? I don't know what my purpose is. I've been settling for so long, I'm not sure I even remember what I'm passionate about. And let me tell you, that's a common concern. But Kimberly has some powerful insights on this too. First, she says, stop looking for your purpose like it's some grand, mystical thing that's going to descend from the heavens with a choir of angels. Your purpose is often hiding in plain sight. It's in the things that make you lose track of time. It's in the conversations that energize you instead of draining you. It's in the work that doesn't feel like work. Start paying attention to those moments. When do you feel most alive? When do you feel like you're making a real difference, no matter how small? These are clues, breadcrumbs leading you towards your purpose. Secondly, Kimberly emphasizes the importance of taking action. You can't think your way to your purpose. You have to act. Try new things. Volunteer. Take a class in something that's always interested you. Have conversations with people who are living lives that inspire you. Your purpose isn't going to reveal itself while you're sitting on your couch, scrolling through social media. And here's a crucial point. Don't be afraid to fail. In fact, expect to fail. Embrace it, because each failure is just data, information that's guiding you closer to where you're meant to be. Remember, the goal isn't to avoid failure, it's to avoid settling. Kimberly shared another story that really illustrates this point. She worked with a man, let's call him Mike, who had always dreamed of starting his own business. But for years, Mike settled for a steady paycheck and the false security of a job he didn't love. He had all the usual excuses. It wasn't the right time. He didn't have enough savings. He wasn't sure his idea would work. But with Kimberly's encouragement, Mike finally took the plunge. And guess what? His first business failed spectacularly. It was painful. It was embarrassing. And for a while, Mike thought he'd made the biggest mistake of his life. But here's where it gets interesting. In the process of failing, Mike learned more about business, about himself, and about what he really wanted than he had in years of playing it safe. He discovered that while he loved the idea of running his own business, his true passion was in helping other entrepreneurs avoid the mistakes he'd made. Today, Mike runs a successful consulting firm for small business owners. He's living his purpose, making a real difference in people's lives, and he's happier than he's ever been. And none of it would have happened if he kept settling, if he let the fear of failure keep him from trying. This is the kind of transformation Kimberly Thomas helps people achieve. It's not about overnight success or unrealistic promises. It's about the gritty, sometimes messy, always rewarding process of discovering who you really are and what you're truly capable of. Now, I want to be clear about something. When Kimberly talks about not settling, she's not advocating for a life of constant dissatisfaction or always chasing the next big thing. It's not about being restless. It's about being relentless in pursuing what truly matters to you. Sometimes not settling means staying exactly where you are, but bringing more of yourself to it. It might mean finding purpose in your current job by mentoring younger colleagues. It might mean deepening your relationships by being more vulnerable and authentic. The key is that you're making these choices consciously from a place of purpose and self-awareness, not from a place of fear or complacency. Kimberly's approach is all about empowerment. It's about recognizing that you have the power to shape your life, to make choices that align with your values and your purpose. And let me tell you, that kind of empowerment is transformative. When you stop settling, when you start living with purpose, it changes more than just your life. It changes the lives of everyone around you. You become an inspiration, a living example of what's possible when you refuse to settle for less than you're capable of. Think about it. How many times have you been inspired by someone who was just going through the motions, settling for a life of quiet desperation? Probably never. We're inspired by those who dare to live authentically, who pursue their dreams with passion and purpose. By refusing to settle, you'll become that inspiration for others. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but it's easier said than done. And you're absolutely right. Kimberly doesn't pretend that this journey is easy. It takes courage. It takes persistence. And yes, sometimes it takes facing some hard truths about yourself and your life. But here's the thing. The hardest step is the first one. It's making that decision right here, right now, that you're done settling, that from this moment on, you're committed to living a life of purpose, a life that's true to who you really are and what you're truly capable of. And that decision, it's powerful. It's the difference between going through life on autopilot and taking the wheel. It's the difference between watching life happen to you and making life happen for you. So let me ask you this. What would your life look like if you refused to settle? If you committed starting today to pursuing your purpose with everything you've got? What dreams would you chase? What impact would you make? What kind of person would you become? These aren't just rhetorical questions. Kimberly Thomas wants you to really think about them, because the answers to these questions, that's where your real life begins. That's where you start to make it so you never have to fake it. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought from my conversation with Kimberly. She said, your purpose isn't just about you. It's about the unique contribution only you can make to the world. When you settle, you're not just shortchanging yourself, you're depriving the world of your gifts. So here's my challenge to you. No, my dare. I dare you to stop settling, to start today, right now, on the journey to discovering and living your purpose. It won't always be easy, but I promise you this, it will always be worth it. I want you to imagine for a moment a world where everyone around you was living their purpose, where people weren't just going through the motions, but were fully alive, fully engaged, making their unique contribution to the world. What would that world look like? How would it feel to be part of it? Now, here's the kicker. That world is possible, but it starts with you. It starts with your decision right here, right now, to refuse to settle, to commit to discovering and living your purpose no matter what. This isn't just about personal fulfillment, though that's certainly part of it. This is about changing the world, one purposeful life at a time. Because when you live your purpose, if you inspire others to do the same, you create a ripple effect that can transform families, communities, and even entire societies. So as you leave here today, I want you to ask yourself, what's one small step I can take right now towards living my purpose? Maybe it's having that conversation you've been putting off. Maybe it's signing up for that class you've always been interested in. Maybe it's simply taking some time to reflect on what truly matters to you. Whatever it is, do it. Take that step, because your purpose is waiting for you. The world is waiting for you, and you settled for long enough. Remember, you weren't put on this earth to just pay bills and die. You're here to make a difference, to leave your mark, to live a life so authentically you that you never have to fake a single moment of it. The choice is yours. Will you continue to settle to live a life that's just okay, or will you dare to pursue your purpose, to live a life that's truly extraordinary? The world is waiting for your answer. And more importantly, you're waiting for your answer. So what will it be? Thank you.